I never really thought of myself as a minimalist. The methodology with which I worked was very intricate and cumbersome. The works might have had the anonymity of simplicity, but I never thought of myself as part of a club, a minimalist club. If I was such a thing as a minimalist, in my mind, I was the only one. But that's preposterous, so I just assume not think of myself as part of that club. When I work with glass, which is a material I've worked with for years, the pieces themselves are very complicated to make. If one isn't made square, I can get to the end of the piece and be ready to close it up and it won't fit. So there's a lot of intricacy in these simple things. But when I work with papers, well, that's just like taking a vacation. It's so totally cooperative. These pieces that you see around the room are collages that have been tremendously influenced by my passion for 12-string guitars. I was born with a severe hearing loss from something called hereditary nerve degeneration. When I was a kid, I wanted to learn how to play the guitar, but most guitars that were 6-string guitars, I couldn't hear. One day when I was about 16 or 17, I walked by a pawn shop, and in the window was a 12-string guitar that I had never seen anything like it. And I went in and I strummed it and I could hear it. That was the epiphany. I could feel it. I thought it was just the guitars only made sound. I didn't realize that they could vibrate also, and you could feel it. It's twice the resonance because it has twice the number of strings. I have a studio in Venice Beach also, and I commute every 3 weeks. I go to Venice. Here in Taos, I prepare the material for these collages and then improvise with those materials when I get to Venice. Mountains to the sea, it's nice. When artists lay hands on materials, they impart a certain kind of energy that can be released only by the artist, and any fraction of that piece of material is still charged with the energy. They're line drawings made with a blade. They're not guitars, they're not torsos, they're not anything except those are the things that are influential to me. I love guitars. This one, that's all I care about, is just seeing what happens when you combine this with that. Let's go with this one. And the more you combine stuff, the more the hybrid is human towards me. Totally spontaneous, improvisational, and intuitive. To use those 3 tools, you have to be prepared for that, at least in my trip. The only thing I'm concerned about with the work is that it's honest. Was I thinking of making something that looked like something else, or was I just trying to invent something to look at? In a weird way, it's a lot like signing your name. Each time you sign your name, it's always your name, but you do it a little different each time.